Fuck off, Darren. Colin smiled anyway. Did you sit with Amy? Asked Tim, still examining his shoes. Yep. Course he did. That's how he gets the marks, said Darren. Yeah, right. The boys looked up and fell silent as 4 girls from their year walked past. Like the boys, they had untucked their shirts from their waistbands after the last bell sounded. As they passed, one of them hooked a finger into the elastic holding her hair and dragged it out, shaking her head. Her white hair fell to her shoulders, and Colin caught the sharp smell of chlorine. He blushed and, like Tim, looked down at his feet. Want to go down to the river? He asked, bending down to pick up a stick. He broke it in half and in half again. What, now? Yeah. No bathers, said Tim. Go in your shorts. Mum'll be pissed off, Tim protested. They'll dry before you get home. That was true. It wasn't summer yet, but the afternoon was hot enough. The river hadn't broken through since it last rained, and the water level was high enough for bommies off the rope swing. They hadn't been down there for a swim since last summer. The water would be cool. Colin's mum worked Wednesdays and expected him to be home to put on dinner, but he'd have time if they were quick. I'll come, said Darren. The bus arrived and the 3 boys levered themselves off the fence. Instead of taking their places in line, they waited while the other kids boarded, forcing them to step over their bags. When they got on, they went straight to the back seat. The younger kids knew to leave it free for the Year 10s, and this year the boys didn't need to defer to any senior school students. The ones from their bus had all left to do Year 11 and 12 at private schools in the city. Colin would join them next year. Not Darren and Tim, though. They would stay at the local high school. The bus circled around the school grounds and turned towards the centre of town, passing car yards and the low white government administration building with its rose beds and lawns. A group of preschool-aged children splashed barefoot in the shallow, ornamental pool, while their mothers sat on the grass under a jacaranda tree. Blooms were scattered on the lawn around them. Colin remembered begging to be allowed to play in that pool when he was a little kid, and his mother flat out refusing. He wouldn't be seen dead doing it now. At the traffic lights, the bus turned right into the main street, and the boys scooted across the seat to the windows. Oh my God, it's Mr. Johnson! He's carrying toilet paper, a 20-pack! They hollered out of the window. Well done, Mr. Johnson! Keep your bum clean! Mr. Johnson, their maths teacher and local sporting legend, obliged by holding the bagged toilet rolls above his head in both hands and doing a victory lap around himself. You boys settle down back there. The bus driver eyeballed them in the rear-view mirror. Yes, Mr. Stevens, they chorused. The bus reached the end of the main street, and they dropped back in the seat to watch the windsurfers in the bay. The southerly was pumping, and the blue water was washed out with white caps. Bulk carriers anchored out near the horizon. Colin could see 3 sails scudding in and out from the shore. He turned to Tim. Did you see Jono in the paper on the weekend? Tim tore his eyes from the water, where a windsurfer had just stacked it attempting an aerial turn. He blinked before answering. No. What's he done now? He won some state title for windsurfing. Well, cool. I thought he was Amy's swimming coach, said Darren. Swimming, windsurfing. He's in the gun club with Dad, too, said Colin. What else is he going to do around here? Said Tim, sinking further into the seat and stretching his legs down the aisle. You can play sport, or I don't know, how about play sport? You might as well mix it up. The bus passed the fish and chip shop and the tennis courts and bumped over the Wey River Bridge. Tim led them down the aisle to the front door. The bus driver frowned at them. You know you're not supposed to stand up until the buses come to a complete stop, boys. Sorry, Mr. Stevens, said Tim.